Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we are back, baby. What's going on? What's going on? So yeah, welcome to Rated R for reviews. Let me make sure my Yep, we good. Rated R for reviews over here, man. So appreciate everybody joining us. Hit the like button, subscribe, of course, if you are new. We're talking about the Naked and Afraid Last One Standing. It's getting very interesting, man. Again, I love this show. This show is one of my favorite shows. I always watch it, man. I watch all of them. Naked and Afraid, Last One Standing, Naked and Afraid XL, the regular Naked and Afraid 21 days that they do, man. I kind of watch them all, right? And I really like the Last One Standing just because all the competitions that they do, man. You know what I mean? And of course, the Last One Standing gets $100,000. So. This one is very we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot we got a challenge at the very beginning, right? We got another elimination challenge to talk about, right? We got Bigfoot to talk about. What? Bigfoot. We got Bigfoot to talk about, y'all. So again, we got a lot to talk about, and I can't wait to talk about it, man. I'm excited. I'm super excited. Please hit the like button. Okay, thumbs up on the like button. Subscribe to the channel. It's great. Hey, again, if you are new, little bit about the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do over here on Rated R for reviews. We talk about TV shows, movies, things like that. We do the review on it. And of course, on this channel, man, you can come on the show, okay, and you can give your opinion, okay, on whatever topic that we're talking about. Obviously, today, Naked and Afraid, Last One Standing. So if you do watch this show and you love it and you want to come on this show, to talk with me about Naked and Afraid Last One Standing, man, hey, just let me know right now and I'll drop that link for you. Just hit the link. You don't have to show your face. Okay, you can block out your camera. There's a little camera thing on when you pull up. It says stop cam. You just stop the cam and it's just gonna show a little icon, man. Just make sure your mic is unmuted, man. So here we go. Here we go. Naked and Afraid Last One Standing. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So here's the thing. uh I told you guys last episode, okay, that the all-star group is going to be very hard to beat that all-star group, right? I mean, pretty much what everything I had said last episode happened right from the beginning of this episode. I mean, right, it was like perfect timing, right? So, and I said this, I said it last. So here's let me explain what happened. So right from the beginning of the show, right, the all the contestants had to build, okay, they had to build like a trap for animals, right? The way it works is, of course, that you had to have like three sticks, right? Another stick with a little rope on it, another branch with a rope on it, right? And then what happens is the animal, the goat or whatever it is, it comes in the trap. The rope wraps around his neck and it lifts him up, and then there you go, he's dangling, by the rope and things like that, right? And that's how it works, right? And of course, you got your groups, right? Of course, let me go ahead and put this on your screen. If you don't remember the groups, here are the groups right here. Okay, you got Trish, Jermaine, Cheney, Patrick. Okay, you got Trish, Suzanne, and Jamie. Okay, you got Kayla and Darren. Remember, Kayla and Darren lost Kai. I don't know if you guys remember that, but yeah, Kai got medically tapped out. Okay, so she's gone out of the group. So really, it's just Kayla and Darren. That's it. Okay, and then of course you got the All Star group, which is Laura, Max, and Matt. That is the All Star group right there. So all of them are competing. Okay, all of what, four different groups, right? It's let me see, one, two, three, four. Yeah, four different groups. Okay, they're all competing with each other, right? They're all competing with each other to make this trap, right? Again, the way it works is if you're first, they got this dead goat already laid out for you to and you of course it's to eat, right? Because there a lot of them haven't eaten in days. I think Matt's group said they haven't eaten in 6 days, right? So they're starving, right? All some of the other groups like Patrick's group with Chini and Jermaine, they've been having a lot of fish, right? So they've been eating, but it's not, and none of it's meat, right? It's all fish, right? So a lot of them are starving. You know what I mean? And so first place, if you win first place, you get this goat. And then you get the, obviously you got to skin it, right? And you got to, pull out the lungs, things like that, right? But then you get to cook it, and then there you go, right? You get to eat. You know what I mean? So here's what to say. You should put shout out to my wife for showing up. Thank you, appreciate you. See, you should put an X. Everyone eliminate. Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah, I'll do that for the next one. Thank you for that. I don't have it. What's funny? I was actually looking for something. I should just did it on my own. But I was looking for something online, um, that had the eliminations, updated. You know what I mean? But yeah, they didn't have it, so I said, it's okay. But yeah, I can just do it on my own. I know how to do that. So anyway, but yeah, appreciate you. I'll do that on my next one. So anyway, uh, so obviously you got all these contestants, right? They're doing their thing. You know what I mean? They're trying to build these traps, right? And just like I told you in the last episode, I mean, it was like down to the T of everything I had said. I had told you guys when it came down to the group of Trish, Jamie, and Suzanne, they're not going to win a lot of challenges just because they have internal problems. I said this last episode, right? And of course, what do you know? They're fighting amongst each other in this challenge. Oh my god. Anyway, I told you guys that was going to happen, right? Also told you guys that Laura, Max, and Matt are the all stars. It's going to be very, very hard to beat that group. That group is going to win a lot of challenges, right? And of course, what do you know, right? First challenge of the day of this episode, right from the beginning, who gets first place? Laura, Max, and Matt. Of course they do. Look. I told you guys it's going to be very, very difficult to beat that group. That group has not only just three all stars, but the they have good crafting. They can build almost anything. They can do any challenge, and they can do it with speed. That's the perfect group that you want to be in. All these other groups, like for example, Kyla and Darren, right? They are very, very good at crafting, but they're slow, right? And here's the thing. I think, in my opinion, I think if they had Kai, so if because remember, Kai got eliminated. I'm sorry, medically tapped out, right? But if they had Kai, I think they probably would have came in second place. Because Kai is really, really good, Darren's really good, Kayla's good, so I think they have a good group. It's just that the problem was Kai got medically tapped out, so there was only two of them. So Kayla and Darren, that was pretty much it. And of course they came in third place, right? But again, they're really good at crafting. They're just slow. You know what I mean? This is these a lot of these challenges. You got to be not only good at what you do, but you also have to be fast, right? And I think that is what makes Matt's group so great and so almost unbeatable because they had the perfect strategy of I know how to build this. Whatever challenge that comes up, I know how to build it. I see it, and I'm going to build it, and I'm going to do it with speed. Like that's them. That's why they're the all-star group, right? Again, Trish, Suzanne, as soon as the challenge got started, they're already bickering at each other. I was like, oh, here we go. Already, man. It was amazing. So anyway, needless to say, they came in last, right? It didn't work out for them. Okay. Patrick's group, okay, they came in second. Patrick, Jermaine, and Chini, they came in second. But just like I had told you last episode, Patrick, and it was like just what I said last episode happened in this episode. Patrick's group, right? Speed. They were one of the first ones to get all their materials together, plant their sticks, get their rope on there. They put the log on the rope to see if it works. They set their trap, and of course, no, not happening, right? And they did this like 3 or 4 times, and they just couldn't get it. And they kept trying to readjust the rope and readjust and tie the knot and readjust. And it's just like, see, they're fast, but they make mistakes to where they got to go back and fix it. That's the opposite of Kayla and Darren's group. Kayla and Darren, not fast, but when they're done, they don't go back and fix nothing. It's perfect the way it is, right? It's okay. That's why Matt, Laura, and Max's group is the perfect combination because they're good at crafting and they're fast. When they're done, they don't go back and fix nothing. Maybe one time, maybe one. That's it. And they're fast at it. So it's going to be very, very difficult to beat that group, man. Here's the thing: the good news is for everybody else, right? Is that later on, because I've been watching these shows for a while, later on, down the line in the season, the groups are going to get mixed up. I noticed this. I know it from the last episode, from the last season. The groups are going to get mixed up after a while. So the three all stars are going to get sprinkled around other places. Eventually, they're gonna do a challenge to where it's just individual. Everybody's just free for all, right? Every man for themselves, right? Eventually, they're gonna do something like that, and then once they do that, they're gonna rearrange the groups. So next, you might see Darren and Patrick and Laura. They might be all in a group, right? You never know, right? Matt might maybe Matt, Cheney, and Kayla. Like you know what I mean. Later on, that may happen, right? So you just got to wait and see. But as of right now, it's gonna be very hard to beat that group, man. So anyway, obviously Matt, okay, Laura, Max, all right, the goat. Matt got the goat, right? Goat got the goat, right? So they got their goat. Second place got a rabbit. Okay, so Patrick, let me put that back on your screen. Patrick, Cheney, and Jermaine, they got their rabbit. They obviously it wasn't to them, it wasn't like a lot of meat for the three of them, but they'll accept it. You know what I mean? And of course, they stay out of elimination. That's huge for them. You know what I mean? So here is obviously, obviously, okay, the last place gets they have to face elimination. Okay. Now, obviously they don't want to, but it is what it is, right? So obviously the last place came it was Trish, Suzanne, and Jamie. They came in last place, right? They have to face elimination the next day. Suzanne and Jamie don't like Trish. And here's my issue with this because I've seen this in previous episodes, right? I've seen this in previous episodes. I don't understand why I don't understand why people just go along with what other people say about other people. If I'm in a group and someone told me, "Hey, that person over there, don't trust them." I'm not going to believe what you say at the moment. I need to see with my own eyes that this person cannot be trusted, right? I need to see these things. I can't just go by what people say. And I've seen this in previous seasons. I think it was the first season. Yeah, it was the first season of Last One Standing. Jeff was in the if you guys know what I'm talking about. Jeff was in there. What's the other guy's name? The guy who won the last one, the season two. I can't think of his name. Anyway, Jeff was being targeted, right, by some people because they didn't like the way he was playing the game. Cool, no problem. You don't like the way he's playing the game, no problem. The Thank you. Yeah, Dan. Couldn't remember that. I was. I don't know why I was thinking. Brian. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Dan. So so anyway, Dan was the one that was in the first season of Last One Standing, and people were telling Dan, "Hey, don't trust Jeff. Jeff is he's a snake, right?" And so Dan just started hating on Jeff just because of what other people said. And I was like, dude, that's not what is that? You gotta think for yourself. Be your own man. Think for yourself. Be your own person. And that's why, for me, in season two, Last One Standing, I really, really was rooting for, and I really, really liked Fernando. Fernando, because people was telling Fernando about Jeff, and Fernando was like, "Hey, I hear you, but I'm cool with him, and he hasn't done nothing to me." Thank you, Fernando. If you guys watch these seasons, you know, you guys already know who I'm talking about. Fernando was the fireman that was in season two. He pretty much said, "Look, I hear what you guys saying, but that's not he hasn't done nothing to me personally. So I'm not going to judge him off of what you guys say." Thank you, Fernando. That's what I like to see. And so when Suzanne doesn't like Trish, and I don't understand this, but Suzanne doesn't like Trish because of what she's seen in previous episodes. Look at here. What did she do to you personally? If she hasn't done anything to you personally, I don't understand why you over there saying, "Oh yeah, I don't like that woman." What? Why? Why not? Why not? There was a in this last episode, this person Suzanne said that she was afraid that Trish was going to sabotage her because in the last season someone was trying to sabotage Trish. How does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. Suzanne said that she watched the last season where Trish was in, and Trish felt skeptical about eating something because she thought that someone was trying to sabotage her. So Trish stayed away. And Suzanne turned around and said, "Yeah, that means I'm not gonna trust Trish because she's gonna try to sabotage me because someone tried to sabotage her last episode." That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. Suzanne was just being a super hater on Trish, man, right from the beginning. Okay, right from the beginning. What up, Goat James, aka Chris, aka Let me cook this right quick. What's up, bro? Hey, appreciate you showing up, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, bro. Always showing up, man. Showing some love, man. What's up, Chris? But but yeah, man. So again, Suzanne, look, it is what it is. But anyway, so Suzanne, and let me go back to this. This is why I brought up just not liking somebody just because Suzanne didn't like Trish, and Jamie kind of just went along with it instead of saying, "Hey, Suzanne, I get it. You don't like Trish for your own personal reasons, but hey, look at here. She ain't done nothing to me, so I have no reason not to trust her." No, no, that's not what Jamie did. Jamie Trish was offering them some blueberries, and Suzanne was like, "No, I don't trust Trish with them blueberries. So they could be she could be trying to poison us, you know." And Jamie just went along with it. Like what you mean? You already just teamed up with Suzanne? Like, come on, nah, man. Come on, bro. Anyway, so that I didn't like that part when it came down to Suzanne not liking Trish. I just thought that it's not. Nah, I don't like that. Anyway, what did my wife say? She said she was skeptical because Trish knew the meat was bad and let Dan try to give it to Jeff. I do remember that. I do remember that. Yeah. I look again. I just Suzanne. Not Trish didn't do anything to Suzanne personally, and I just didn't like that, man. You know. But it is what it is. You know. Anyway, so shady, shady. So anyway, so then the three had to face an elimination challenge, right? So the next day, they go to they get their little scroll, right? They go to their spots, and what it is they have to build like a kind of like a tripod, sort of. And it has to be they have to fill up this pot of water, right? over a fire. Okay, it has to sit it has to sit over the fire a little bit above it. Okay, so you have to put a stick in the ground, put some like carve some how do you say like carve some like little stitches or whatever in the stick, right? So because the rope and the I'm sorry, the stick with the pot on it has to notch in with the other stick, kind of like a T. Let me show you. Let me see this. Let me get rid of this so I can kind of because I need to show you guys what I'm talking about. So the stick is here, you have to carve little edges into the stick, right? And the other stick have to sit in there like that, right? And it has to have the pot there, and then the fire is underneath the pot, right? And then it's holding in by strings on the pot. That's pretty much what you have to build, right? I know it's confusing as hell, right? But if you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Anyway, so there's three people, okay? They all have to build this. Of course, the last one to finish gets eliminated, right? Well, this is what happened here, okay? Crazy work, crazy work. So, what happened is Suzanne, okay? Suzanne, she was one of the first ones to pretty much get everything together, okay? Now, she built her stick, she built she started her fire, she had her pot sitting over the fire, she had the water in the pot, everything was done, okay? The only problem is to complete this challenge, your pot of water had to start boiling. Okay. Once it starts boiling, then you have to take your pot away from the fire and put it back on the stick. This is why I said this. You have a stick right here. You have the freaking notches right here. You have to after it starts after it's done boiling, you have to take it off that notch and put it on another notch a little higher, right, away from the fire. That's how it goes. Okay. So Suzanne, right? First one done. Okay. First one to complete almost all the challenges. The only thing she had left was that she had to pretty much boil the she had to boil the water, right? So she has her pot. She got, she got her pot right there, right? The fire is like, hold on. The pot's here, the fire's here, right? Her pot is a little bit above the fire, right? So the fire is flaming. Her pot is here, right? The fire's flaming, and it's just not boiling. And so she's sitting there. She's looking at the other contestants. They over there, right? They still trying to get their fire together, right? They doing this. They getting their sticks. They carving their sticks. Suzanne's done. All she got to do is boil the water and then that's it. And put it on set it aside. You're done. Well, the problem is her pot was a little bit too above the fire. So the fire's doing this and it's not getting to the pot. And so she's just sitting there. I'm like, oh, you're not gonna make it. Anyway, so while she's sitting there waiting for her water to boil, right? Jamie, Trish, taking their time, doing their thing. Jamie was the next one. He finished, he got his fire started, right? He got his pot over the fire, and he's sitting there, and his fire is blazing. His fire is like, bro, the pot, this is the pot. The fire was like the fire was like going over the pot, right? So so finally Trish finally got everything started. She got the fire going, she got the water in there, and Trish is waiting, right? Not gonna lie to you, smart on Trish, okay? So Trish said, you know what? I've done this before. Okay. I know is if your fire gets too hot, then it's not going to it's not going to oh, I'm sorry. If your fire is blazing, then the rope that you have to hold up that pot is going to break, right? They call them jute. Okay, they call them the jutes, right? So what Trish did was that she took some water out of her pot. She just dipped her fingers in the water, stirred up a little bit, and had some water on her and started drenching her ropes that was holding up the pot, just to give it, to make sure it don't break. You know what I mean? That's all. You know what I mean? Just to give them a little, like a little moisture, right? Smart. I didn't think about that, but she's done it before. She's smart. So that's what she did, right? Jamie didn't do that. Jamie, hey, yo, Jamie right here. I gotta put it on your screen. Jamie's the guy from Ireland, right? Jamie was like, "I'm about to get this pot boiling quick as hell," right? Yeah. Well, what happened with Jamie's pot is that it broke. Jamie's pot broke, man, and his pot fell in the fire, and he was like, "Oh no!" Now again, normally when that happens, not a good thing, man, because that means you got to start almost all the way over, right? Normally when that happens, you're done. That's it. You're again, the last one to finish gets eliminated. So once that happened to Jamie, I was like, "Oh, Jamie, that's you're done, bro. That's it." And I kind of feel bad for Jamie a little bit, but just because he's a pretty good survivor, right? The problem with Jamie was that he was just in a bad group, right? Kind of like that with all of them. Like Suzanne, Trish, and Jamie, they're good survivalists individually, but as a group, they suck. It's just too much tension, too much drama, right? Too much fighting. So as a group, they're not good, but individually they are, right? I mean, again, shout out to Suzanne. She was the first one, almost completely done with the challenge. So individually, she's good. It's just in a group, she sucks. Same with Trish. You know what I mean? So anyway, Jamie's pot fell in the fire, man, and he was devastated. He was like, "Oh crap!" So he had to get his pot out of the fire. He's trying to build his stick, build his pretty much his rope again. He had to tie his rope back to the freaking pot again. Pretty much almost starting from not all the way from scratch, but at least halfway, right? Trish is over there just minding her own business, and she's getting it done, man. I gotta hand it to Trish. Trish was just getting it done. She was just minding her own business, doing her work, right? She got her water, started boiling. She was like, "Oh my God, that's it." She took her freaking pot away from the fire, put it on the other side of the stick. Done. Completed. She was the first one. Trish was the first one to complete this challenge, and she was the last one to get everything started. I gotta hand it to Trish, man. Look at here, Trish. This woman. Now remember, I told you guys in the first episode, Trish was one of the ones, okay, one of the ones that was in the elimination challenge in the first episode. This woman here, man, she got 9 lives, okay? She just keeps surviving. I gotta give her props though. Because she comes through in the clutch. She comes through in the clutch. She faced so far. It's only been episode 3, and she's already faced 2 elimination challenges. She's been in every elimination challenge, okay, since this show got started. So, and she's won both of them. She comes through in the clutch, man. So I gotta give her a shout out, man. Shout out to Trish, man. She's been doing her thing. So anyway, she was the first one done. So now it's up to Jamie and Suzanne. And Jamie, I thought Suzanne was gonna make it. I thought Suzanne was there. She had everything. She was just sitting there waiting for her pot to boil, but her water just wasn't boiling. It just wasn't boiling. And then of course Jamie got his pot back up on a stick, and then of course Jamie's water started boiling because his fire was freaking blazing, right? And then, of course, Jamie ended up coming in second. It was very, very close though. Suzanne finally got her water boiling, and she tried to beat Jamie, but it didn't happen, man. So shout out to Jamie for coming in second. Suzanne is now eliminated. Now eliminated, man. So hey, I look. Shout out to Suzanne. She tried her best. She tried her best. I just think that I think because her water wasn't boiling, and because other contestants were catching up to her, I think, in my opinion, I think she should have added some more sticks to the fire. She should have did something to that fire to make it blaze a little more. I know she didn't want to break the whole thing like Jamie did, but I mean, you already had one person finish ahead of you. It's only one more left. It's only you and him left. I think you should have just said, you know what, I'm going for it, and if it breaks, it breaks. But I you, you had to do it, man. You know what I mean? So anyway, shout out to Suzanne, but she's gone. So after all that, now, oh my bad, hold on. So now you got Trish and you got Jamie in the group. You got Kayla, Darren, and then of course you got your three: Jermaine, Cheney, Patrick, and then you got your all stars: Laura, Max, and Matt. Right? Those are the ones that's left. Now, after that was done, the show got really interesting. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. If you read the title, then you know what I'm talking about already, right? You know, and of course if you watch the show, right? So the next day, right? You got the groups going out, uh, trying to get some food, right? Trish and Jamie are now teammates, or they were teammates before, but now they're in a group without Suzanne, right? Pretty much without drama because Trish and Suzanne, one of them had to go for it to be less drama. You know what I mean? So now you got Jamie and Suzanne. It's the next day. They're going out there. They're trying to get some fish. They found some maggots, right, to use as bait to get some fish. They start catching fish like crazy, right? They about to start eating. Cool, right? You got Patrick, Jermaine, and Cheney, right? They over there. They got the rabbit. They cooked it already. Obviously, it's not enough meat. I mean, for three people, especially if you ain't eaten in like days, right? But they got something. They got fish. They got a little meat. They got something in their belly, right? Uh, and then of course they went out to go get some more fish and some more hunt. They want to do some more hunting with pigs and stuff like that, right? I'm gonna come back to that later because the pig one, the pig hunting was pretty funny. I'm gonna come back to that later. Kayla and Darren, they haven't eaten nothing in days. Okay, nothing in days, right? This funny part of the episode. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys. If you guys remember this. Funny part of the episode, right? Darren found a piece of fruit that was that was on the floor, and he was like, "Oh, look at the fruit! Hey, Kayla, taste that. It's good. Trust me." Kayla took a bite out of it. And it was just all these freaking like bugs just started flying in her face. She had it all in her mouth, and I said, and she was like, "What the heck is this?" Hilarious, man. Hilarious, right? I like hilarious. Oh, hey, appreciate Fern for showing up. What's happening with you? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for showing up. The episode was fantastic, and I don't think it's a. Oh, see, I'm getting there. I'm about to get there in a minute. I'm getting there. Cause and you know what's funny? So your prediction is your prediction is an ant, probably an ant or a termite, right? Okay, ant hill, termite hill, right? I'm gonna tell you my prediction. Soon as I saw it, I'm gonna tell you my prediction in a minute. I'm gonna get there in a minute. Thank you for showing up. So so the other group. So, anyways, you got some hunting going on, blah blah, right? Now, I'm gonna get there right now. Let me get there now because Fern brought it up. So I'm gonna get there now. So Matt and Laura went out go hunting, right? They're going hunting. They got their bow and arrows, right? They're ready. You know what I mean? They're ready to shoot some pigs, get some more meat. Now, again, they already ate the goat, right? They ate some goat, all right. So their bellies is pretty full from eating the goat meat, right? But they want some more meat, and that's the best way to do it. Max even explained it in the episode. He said, like, look, honestly, the best time to go hunting is when you got a full belly because now you got your calories, you know what I mean? You got your energy, you know what I mean? That's the best time to go hunting, you know what I mean? Because you got full access, full sight. You can do, it's perfect. So they went hunting, right? So Matt and Laura out there, they're traveling, right? They got the bow and arrows, and they see this big giant, like it's very very hard to explain. The picture, it's like a Matt is like six. I think Matt's like 6'2", right? The This hill of like just grass and just hay, whatever, this big old giant haystack, right? It was huge. It was like this almost. It was pretty much the same size as Matt. Matt's 6'2". Okay, it was like the same size as him, and it was wide. I'm talking about at least like at least like a big table wide. Like it was huge. It was huge. A big giant, yeah, just everything just piled up. Grass, hay, freaking leaves, everything just piled up. And so Matt and Laura never seen anything like that. They were like, "What the hell is this? I never seen that before, right?" And so they they started climbing in it. They climbed in it, right? But they were confused because normally, like, it wasn't a bird's nest. Like they were like, "Well, this can't be a bird's nest. There's no feathers in it, right? There's no," and they were looking for maybe like some poop, right? There was nothing. There was nothing in this big giant like haystack, right? And they were like, "Dude, what made this? Whatever made this had to be making this for years." Now, again, they're thinking animals, right? So they're thinking it had to be like an animal, but in order to create this magnitude, this mass freaking haystack, it had to take them years to make. It had to, right? So anyway, they didn't know what it was, so they left, right? Came back to camp, okay? The producers, okay? The producers drive up slowly, right? They go to Matt, Laura, and Max's camp, right? And the producers pretty much tell them, "Hey, look at here. Uh, we've seen this before somewhere else, right?" And they pretty much told them that it's a Yeti's nest. Okay, pretty much like a Bigfoot. I wish I should have. Oh man, I should have put that on your screen. Let me know what I'm gonna try to upload this really quick because there's probably some people out there that don't know what the hell I'm talking about, right? So so it's a Yeti, a pretty much like a Bigfoot's nest. That's what it is, right? I'm gonna show you what a Yeti is first, okay? Because that way you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, now this is this is what they're talking about. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show you exactly what it is. I'm gonna say now again. This is just like a pretty pretty much think of like an abominable snowman type of like a Bigfoot of like an abominable snowman, right? That's what they're thinking of, right? Now I'm gonna show you. Here it is, right here. Hold on. I'm gonna upload this picture on here, okay? That way you'll get a good sense. Anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, you'll get a good sense of what I'm saying. Okay, hold on. Now let me upload this picture. That way you'll get it. And then hold on. I'm gonna upload this, man, because this is cause I know Chris. Chris is like, hold on, what the heck you talking about? I got you, Chris. I got you, brother. Hold on, man. I got you, bro. Hold on. This is what it is right here. Hold on. Let me make sure. Go here. I'm gonna upload this picture, man, because this is crazy. I saw that and I was like, no way. All right, here we go. All right, y'all. Here it is right here. This picture right here on your screen. Hey, yo, this is what they said that nest is. They said this creature right here built that nest. Okay, now look at here. Uh, me myself, I don't believe in Bigfoot. Okay, but that's what they said. They said that this creature right here built that nest, and they said that they've seen it before. Dude, my wife, hey, True, my wife said Trent was afraid of Bigfoot. Big facts. Luckily, he got eliminated instead of Matt, though. Right? He would have been having a meltdown. Yeah, big facts. Big facts. So, yeah. So this is what the producers were saying that 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 built that nest. Okay, and it was funny because Matt and Laura were like joking around at their camp, and they were like, "Oh crap, we were just sitting in it and everything. That freaking Bigfoot probably got our scent. It's probably coming to us in the night." You know. Now look. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. what built that nest. Okay, but when I had saw the nest, I didn't think I didn't think of first of all I didn't think of nest. Okay, first thing I thought of was that it was another episode. Okay, another episode of Naked and Afraid, right? And there was some humans that built that as a shelter. And these fools over here thinking it's some type of like animal nest. And I was like, bro, I guarantee you some humans probably built that as a shelter, but they did, but they suck at they, because I've seen, I've been watching Naked and Afraid for a while, right? I've seen some people try to build shelters, and they're just not good at it. They suck. So for me, I was like, Matt and Laura thinking it's some type of animal nest. I was like, nah, bro, that's just some people that built that. They just suck at building shelters. That's what I thought it was. But then all of a sudden, these fools over here, the producers over here, talking about, nah, bro, that's a Yeti's nest. I was like, oh hell no. Oh my god. Hey, look at here. Uh, hey, if it is, it is. But again, I don't know if it is or not. Anyway, so anyway, so that night, right? That night, all of a sudden, right? You started seeing other groups talking about they got their cameras at nighttime by their camp, and they are looking and they like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? What's that? They're like, wait, hey, you hear that? Hey, what is that noise? I was like, oh my god. Hey, look, I'm gonna say this. Look at here. I was waiting for like if you first of all, oh, and then dumbass Patrick. Hold on, I gotta say this. This fool Patrick, right? This fool, this fool Patrick. He hears some noise in the night, right? And he's all like, he's all scared. He's like, hey Jermaine, wake up right quick, right? Hey Jermaine, come outside with me. Jermaine is like, hell no, what you hear? And sure, so anyway, they went outside, and Patrick's like, hey, I see something right there. I'm gonna go charge it. And Jermaine is like, all right, you got it. Jermaine, Jermaine is like, hey, you got it, bro. I'm not about to go over there. What the hell are you looking at? And bro, I couldn't see nothing. It was like the Blair Witch Project. Like you couldn't see. It was pitch black outside, right? And freaking Patrick want to go out and freaking start hunting at something he can't even see. I was like, dude, you can't even see this thing. And then finally, you can barely see this little pig, right? This warthog. And then finally, he shoots that. Of course, he misses. It's freaking dark. Like you're not gonna hit that, bro. Like come on, man. Like so anyway. And then it was funny. As soon as he missed, you saw Jermaine in the camera. He just closed his eyes and shook his head. He was like, "Oh my god, this guy! You're not gonna hit that, bro. Come on, what you doing?" So anyway, shout out to Tiffany Ned showing up. Hey, what's happening with you? Appreciate you showing up, showing some love. Salute to you. Salute. Appreciate you. Yes, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. So anyway, so uh now Jermaine and Patrick had like a little bit of a beef problem in the camp, right? Um Jermaine says that he has experience hunting pigs. Patrick says, I also have experience hunting pigs and warthogs and boars and things like that, right? And Jermaine says, look, the best way to hunt a pig, boar, warthog, whatever you want to call them, the best way to hunt them is to sneak up on them, you know what I mean, and then you shoot the bow and arrow, right? And Patrick is saying, no, that's not the best way to hunt. The best way to hunt a pig slash boar slash warthog is to just charge them, right? And Jermaine and Cheney are like, no, no, what the hell? If you charge them, they're gonna charge back at you. Like, dude, their tusks are freaking like sharp as hell. They can kill you, bro. Like, what are you talking about, right? Patrick is saying, I don't know what y'all talking about. That's the I've been, and then he used the comparison of a Rottweiler, right? The dog. He was like, man, I've been charged by a dog before, man. You know what I'm saying? You just outrun them. And then Jermaine is like, bro, you can't compare a damn Rottweiler to a damn warthog. What the hell wrong with you? You dumb as hell. Anyway, so and you know what's funny? You know what's funny? And at the end of the at the end of the show, Patrick was talking all this mess. He got into it with Jermaine and talking about how this is the way you do it. This is the way you do it. And then at the end of the show, what does he do? He does what Jermaine said to do. He finds a freaking warhawk and he got his bow and arrow and he creeps up on him slow. Oh, okay, Patrick. What happened to freaking charging him? Oh, you didn't charge this one. Why not? Because you know what the hell you're supposed to do, bro. You're supposed to freaking take your time. You know what I'm saying? Go slow, and then you shoot your shot. Like that's what you're supposed to do. That's what he did at the end of the show. But yet he's trying to tell Jermaine, all pissed off at Jermaine for going slow, and he talking about, bro, you got to go fast. No, you don't. Stop it. Another time in the show, Matt and Laura went to go hunting for warhawks too, right? What did they do? They went slow, right? They went slow. They took their time. They found a warhog, and then all of a sudden, Matt took a shot, hit him, right? They showed that he hit him, and Matt, I told y'all, man, Matt, he's just a goat. Okay, I told y'all he don't miss with that bow and arrow, man. That guy, man. So anyway, he shot the warhog bullseye. Okay, he know he hit him because when they went to go look for the warthog, he found his bow and arrow, and the bow and arrow was full of blood all the way through, all the way through. So he was like, oh, Matt was like, oh, I got this warthog good. It, I got him so good that the bow and arrow went all the way through, and at the other end of the of that arrow, right, was like bubbling blood of guts. Okay, that's how good I got this warthog, right? And so here's the problem because you can get you he shot the warthog, right? The problem is this: they couldn't find it. They was over here looking for that damn warthog for like an hour, and they couldn't find it. Now, again, if you guys don't know, for the people who don't watch the show, okay, when you shoot something, if you when you shoot like a boar or like a deer or whatever it is, if you shoot it, it's going to automatically run away really fast, right? Now, after you shoot it, it's when it runs away, it's going to leave a trail of blood, and then you got to start using your tracking skills in order to find the whatever you hit, the deer or the boar or whatever you hit. You got to use your tracking skills in order to find it. Normally, it'll leave a trail of blood, and then whatever you hit normally will go try to hide somewhere behind a bush. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You know, and then they'll lay down, and then they'll die, right? So Matt and Laura went over there and they found the arrow full of blood, right? So Matt was like, "Oh, I hit him good. I know he's around here somewhere," right? Laura and Matt were looking and they just couldn't find it. And Matt was like, "You know what? We just gonna have to cut our losses. I know I hit it. I know it's around here somewhere, but I can't find it." Laura and Matt went back to camp and they left that boar bloody, right? Somebody's gonna find it. Now I thought, well, I'll say this. I think, in my opinion, I think it's going to be Patrick's group. Now, at first, I thought it was going to be Patrick to find it, but Patrick went on his own and shot another boar, and I'm pretty sure he hit it. The way they ended the show like it seemed like he hit it, but then the boar started running away, and then Patrick started chasing it, and then they ended the show, right? So I'm pretty sure Patrick hit it. He hit the boar with the bow and arrow. Now, the reason why I think it might be Patrick's group, which is going to be Cheney and Jermaine. Cheney and Jermaine went off somewhere else. They didn't go with Patrick to go hunt. They went and did their own thing. I think Cheney and Jermaine are gonna find Matt's boar somewhere, and then they're gonna have two boars. They're gonna be well fed. Okay, somebody's gonna find that boar. I think it's gonna be them. I'm hoping, I'm hoping that it's Kayla and Darren because not gonna lie to you, man, they just got bad luck. They got bad luck. They I mean, they don't have that. They don't have that. They can't catch any fish. They haven't eaten in 6 days. I mean, they lost one of their best players in Kai because she got medically tapped out. I mean, they have been just it's just been they just been it's just been bad luck for them. So not gonna lie to you, man, they need some luck. They need some food. You know what I mean? And we'll see, but hopefully it's that group. Jamie and Trish, I don't really mind if it's that group or not, but I think Jamie and Trish will be a better group now that Suzanne is gone. Um, just because Suzanne and Trish didn't get along, and if Trish got eliminated, then I think Jamie and Suzanne would have been a better group. You know what I mean? Just a good group, just because Trish is gone. So one of them had to go, and so Suzanne was the one that got eliminated. So Trish and Jamie, they're gonna be a better group now, and more better communication. But yeah, as far as everybody else, I just yeah, like I said, I think my top three was well, Kai's gone now. So Matt, Laura, and Max, man, they're just yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be tough to beat any one of them. You know. So um and Matt, and here's the thing, and and remember, this is why Matt is the GOAT, because Matt is pretty much doing all these challenges with one hand. Okay, remember he burnt his hand in the first episode, so he's been working doing all this with only one hand. I'm telling you, man, the GOAT. Okay, the Matt is the GOAT, man, and then he shot a bow and arrow, hit the boar with one hand, man. I'm telling you. Shout out to Matt, man. Matt is the GOAT, man. I'm telling you. So, yeah. So that's that's pretty much it. I think again, these elimination challenges, man, are whoo they can, they're intense, man. They're intense. I think we had one this episode, right? So I think the next challenge, I don't think it's going to be an elimination challenge. I think the next challenge is going to be just a regular challenge for the group. There's still four groups left. You got two groups of two, two groups of three. And I think the next challenge is going to be just a regular challenge. But no, actually, no, it's not. This next one might be elimination challenge because this episode was just a regular challenge. Remember they had a challenge where it was just to win some food, right? That's why Laura, Max, and Matt, they end up winning the goat, and then of course Jermaine, Teeny, and Patrick won the rabbit. That was just a regular challenge. And then of course the last group got to face an elimination challenge. But I think this next one, normally they split it like that, right? So if it's just a regular challenge, and then the next one's gonna be elimination challenge, then the next one's gonna be a regular one, and then vice versa, and so on and so on. So yeah, this next one might be elimination. So that yeah, this episode 4, man. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. That's that's gonna be a good one. I cannot wait. I can't I can't wait. It's gonna be great. Can't wait. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. Uh, of course, um, I'm gonna be back next week. Of course, I cannot wait for it. I love these shows, man. I've been telling you guys, I love these shows. I watch these shows all the time, so I love these shows, man. I'm going to be here every single week to talk about these shows and do reviews and things like that. So shout out to everybody that showed up. We will be doing. Of course, I'm rolling solo. It's going to be a group of us for the Squid Games. We're going to be doing the Squid Games. I'm it's I everybody's been telling me to watch the Squid Games, and I never watched it, right? So I finally started watching Squid Games, and pretty good. Not gonna lie to you, pretty good. I kind of I like it. I like it. So but season 3 is gonna be coming out soon. I think that at the end of the month. June 27th, I believe. So we're gonna be doing reviews on that, and so I'm catching up. I watched see all of season 1. I've watched all of season. Well, I'm going to watch all of season 2, and then I'm gonna be all caught up, and so it's gonna be good. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be great. So we're gonna do reviews on that. And it's gonna be a group of us. So we all pretty much said that this is what we're gonna do a review on. It's like 4 or 5 of us. I think it's five of us. So and we're all gonna talk about that. So cannot wait for that. That's gonna be great. So yeah. So anyway, that's it for me. Again, love the show. I will be back next week to talk about the next episode. I cannot wait to see it. I think I hit everything. Trying to remember. I think I hit everything that was important on this show. So pretty sure that's it. So anyway, thank you for showing up. Again, hit the like button if you haven't yet. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. And again, if you ever want to come on the show, just let me know. Hey, I want to come on the show, and I'll drop the link for you. You don't have to show your face. Just make sure your mic is unmuted, man. You can turn your camera off, and make sure your mic is unmuted. You can come on the show, and we could talk about Naked and Afraid or anything else that we talk about on Rated R for reviews, man. And then, so that's it. Again, small channel right now, small channel, but we're gonna grow. We're gonna grow, man. So appreciate everybody joining us today. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. All righty. Thanks, guys.